Happy Tuesday, y'all. Pretty sure it's the 22nd or the 23rd, whatever. It's working its way on to 9 o'clock. It's very humid, 70 plus degrees here already in the great state. Nightmare's chilling. He's rolling. I got to buy him some omega 5 fish oil today so I can add it to his food. Supposedly it'll help him. So, unlike 9/11, come here, Nightmare. Unlike 9/11, we find ourselves watching everything. Uh, since the Durham report has come out, we knew something was going to go down. Right off the top, a few days ago, come to find out that 60,000 pounds, that's 30 tons of explosive ammonium nitrate, just disappeared off of a train that was going from Wyoming to Cali. Uh, then you've got just last night, I guess, or yesterday. For some reason, Democratic senators, 50 of them, 50 were handed satellite phones for use in emergency situations in which there was some kind of catastrophic uh, communications failure. In other words, the internet going down or cell phones going down or whatever. Then you got a Patriot Pat in Eagle Pass, Texas, coming to find which appears to be an illegal immigrant military base in Texas, of all places, because hey, it's where you least expect it. We had all this shit going down, and the Durham report came out just a couple of weeks ago, and it points to treasonous acts all the way from the ground to the top, including Barry himself. Well, Barry and Mike, they're gonna get their comeuppance because nothing can stop what's coming and nobody escapes nobody. But in the meantime, as I've been saying this from the get-go, you need to be prepared. We're talking a gallon of water per person per day for at least minimum of 2 weeks. So for me and for Nightmare and I, that's going to be 28 gallons. 28 gallons of water, almost 30 gallons of water. Hopefully we'll be able to get by on a little less because I'll probably be drinking beer during most of that time. By the way, I've got 3 cases of beer just in case, because you never know. So we know something 9/11 style is coming. It's they're telegraphing it, and they're so into symbolism. So what do we got coming up? Oh, gee, this weekend we got Memorial Day. Now, as a veteran, as a U.S. Army veteran, that I like to believe I still honor my sacred oath, an oath that I swore at the age of 16 against my parents' wishes. Hard to believe it's been 45 freaking years since I swore that oath. But as a vet, Memorial Day, we honor those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for our security, for our sovereignty. We honor those. We raise a glass in their name. As opposed to Veterans Day, where, hey, if you want to buy me a beer, I'm all for it. My point being, these assholes are symbolic. It's pretty obvious that they're planning something. And with Memorial Day right here, with them freaking giving away those phones, and not only that, but in a freaking retarded attempt at division, the most racist resident in chief that's ever existed, probably since like the freaking Civil War. I'm thinking Biden, whose freaking laws put away more freaking black Americans and brown skinned Americans than anybody on the planet, went to a freaking exclusively black college this past weekend, I guess, and them that told the graduating class that white supremacy was America's biggest problem. What he didn't, and the irony, I'm sure, wasn't lost on those kids. Because the thing is, of all the people that I've encountered so far, overwhelmingly, not all, but overwhelmingly, black Americans can smell this bullshit. Because they were raised like I was raised, as the youngest of 11 kids. They were raised to freaking get by, to make do. They're survivalist, and they're inherently survivalist, a lot of them, not all of them, because you know what, in America it's all about opportunity. If you're willing to look, if you're willing to work, most of the time you can make it. Unless you're an asshole like I am. My point being, something really bad's coming. Keep praying, but have faith. Even though we know the thief is in the freaking brush, getting his way to the freaking crops. Keep your powder dry and keep praying, because right now we need a lot of prayers. You don't have to push your belief on anybody. You don't have to push what you know on anybody. Because let's face it, there's a big difference between being awake and being woke. It's the same. It's a gap that's as big as being a Texan and being a New Yorker. When you're awake, you know things that you don't want to believe, that you don't want to think for a second are true. And we just do our best to keep moving on and avoid the traps, not panic. When you're woke, you think that you have to delicately approach every single person. That you have to be in line with the crowd. Because what the crowd says, what the man on the TV says, that's what you gotta believe. Because if you rock the boat, if you're different, you're gonna fail. Nobody wants to be different. Nobody wants to believe that the people they think they elected put poison into their system because they don't want them to exist anymore. Nobody wants to believe that. But when you're awake, you know that that's the case. You know that through chaos, they'll attempt to bring in their controls and destroy your rights to defend yourself, to exist. We were all once fooled into believing it. But the difference between us and them, the biggest difference, we accepted responsibility for our actions, for our lack of actions. We changed. We took that information in and used it to help us understand what was really happening. Yeah, I'll give you a good example. I was coming off of technically a 3-day unpaid suspension at work because I fucked up. Because I missed a tiny detail, but I missed it. You see, it's in that same vein now. If I, for example, were a liberal in today's society, as a metaphor, being a liberal, I wouldn't be saying that I missed that sign. I would say, well, it's the fault of my supervisor for not texting me back when I texted him. I was rushed. Nobody told me that oven it wasn't spec'd for above 1,000 degrees when I needed it to go to 1010. That's the liberal mindset. It's not my mindset, but it's a liberal mindset. I spent the past 5 days, including Saturday and Sunday, taking all that into consideration. That's the big difference. We have developed the ability to change our reality with new facts. We're able to incorporate them into whatever we know up until now. That's the biggest difference between us and them. You're awake. You're awake because God needs you to be awake. So don't listen to me. Don't believe anything I've said about Eagle Pass, being a potential an illegal immigrant military base. Don't believe any of it. Don't believe about the satellite phones. Don't believe any of it. Anything I've said, don't believe it. Research it. Go ahead and research it because you need to. And please, for everything that's holy, stock up on water. And don't forget the toilet paper. You're going to need it, trust me. Toilet paper is going to come in handy for a lot of things if the shit ever hits the fan. And I'll be willing to bet you it'll be a great thing to barter with. Hey, you got a roll of toilet paper. Oh, you got a loaf of bread? Here, roll of toilet paper for a loaf of bread. That's how bad it's going to get, I'm telling you. They got, oh, your children are in need. Please, dear Lord, help us. Help us survive. Help us succeed. Amen. Nightmare. To everybody, gotta go. So today I'm returning back to work. Should be interesting. Should be interesting indeed. I'll tell you one thing, especially in this time that we're living in, it's basically what we've been saying right along. Cover your ass. God bless, stay safe, have faith in God, the plan, President Donald J. Trump, but mostly in yourself. Never forget that. Later.